decides the road to war, because those voices don't speak for the rest of us. You and I know and do not believe that life is so dear and peace so sweet as to be purchased at the price of chains and slavery. Or should Moses have told the children of Israel to live in slavery under the Pharaoh? Should Christ have refused to cross? Should the patriots at Concord Bridge have thrown down their guns and refused to fire the shot heard round the world? The martyrs of history were not fools, and our honored dead who gave their lives to stop the advance of the Nazis didn't die in vain. Where they...
You, Logan, about your writing, a little, because when I write lyrics, they become very different because of what I listen to. So I've been writing some lyrics for Rickard's Yakin project, and they took form by me hearing the songs, and it just came. So the lyrics are born out of the music.
Yeah.
And when I listen to your latest, the coming one, the coming album, because I'm a VIP guy.
He's VIP.
I get to hear it before all of you.
That's
so,
right.
However, when I listen to that, it has a totally different sound or feeling than the EP. I would like to ask you is the music born out of the lyrics, or is it the other way around when it comes to that album?
The lyrics are almost 100% of the time born after the music is pretty well done.
Okay, yeah.
But I'll come up with a guitar riff or a song idea that I think sounds good, and then I'll develop it to where the music in and of itself is interesting enough where you wouldn't even need vocals, because the music's not even that interesting. The vocals aren't going to save you. So you need to make the music good enough to where it keeps you interested and keeps your attention the whole time. But then what I'll do is what does this song, and they're all darker songs, so what does this song make me feel like? What can I connect this feeling to the theme of the album of a certain snapshot in time, and like, aha, that's what it reminds me of. And so then I'll just go into like a mental cave, and just a lot of times, a lot of the songs, I literally came up with the lyrics as I was recording. Just, what do I want to say right here? Like, it would just come out, and then I would say it, record it, and then I'd write it down. And a lot of times it worked, and that wasn't all the time. Some of the stuff came to me when I was walking around at work. Some of it came to me just here and there.
Shower lyrics.
Shower
Shower
lyrics,
lyrics,
yeah,
yeah.
that shower riffs, that happens a
Shower
lot.
riffs, yeah.
Yeah. And
And
Arch of Time was actually one of those. I'd been listening to a lot of Hypocrisy, and the
And
sound
the
came in
latest
my.
one, the latest,
Oh, dude,
oh
yes,
man, it's so good.
so good.
I was thinking about that like a few minutes ago. How to mention it? That I mean, he had his little turn out on the wild side with Pain, but he is back, man.
Yes,
Yeah, but
It's
during
like-
during the years, you know, Pain has been sounding more and more like Hypocrisy, well, from album to album. So I think it's back to where, you know, I don't need Pain. It's just enough with Hypocrisy.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
it-
had his little, the grass is greener on the other side, but it
Yeah.
wasn't.
And it did something with Lindemann, I think, from the Germans, Rammstein.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a project with him as well. I think they released 2 albums.
Sometimes you just have to,
Yeah.
investigate.
But that was
The
a bit
other
off
field.
topic. Back
Yeah.
to Logan's lyrics
Yeah.
and writing stuff. That was interesting.
Well, yeah, a lot of, like I said, a lot of it just it's a mix. The basic thing for me is that I have to be in a headspace of a theme for the song. What do I want to say? What does this make me feel? What emotion or memory can I tie? Am I going to decide to tie to this song, and then basically try and flesh out the feelings or the memories, the visions that I see in my brain, and just like, what do I want? What is my soul trying to scream right here? Just, because this whole album's very, very emotional. It's not so cerebral. It's more
It's-
ear and
Yeah,
gut.
it's very
So it was
different from
more
the
of just
EP.
like, what do I want to say? And so a lot of times, like I said, the music's always, almost 99% of the time, the music's already done. Then the lyrics come in, and it's stepping in from one role to another, and that's just how most of the time they're born. So
Yeah. I know, because I'm not a lyricist at all. I don't write lyrics at all. So when I enter a new project or I want to write a new song, I don't feel the vocals, or I can't hear the song with vocals from the beginning. Then I just want to write a song that can stand alone without lyrics.
Yep.
Just like
No,
Logan
I want
said.
I want it to be that good, and it can, this song doesn't need vocals, but when you add the lyrics and vocals, it's even getting a lot better.
yeah, it just steps it up a whole nother level,
Yeah.
where it's just icing on top of the cake. The cake's good
Exactly.
enough, but now you got amazing topping
Yeah.
on it. So
Yeah.
So that was interesting to hear this, because I would have guessed it was born out of the lyrics, because it's so the sound is so harmonious. I mean, it's like you really feel it's not a bunch of songs, it's a record when I heard it. And so it feels like it's tied together with a theme. So I would have guessed it started with the lyrics, and because it is so put together. But so you learn something new every day,
Mhm.
well, it's really nice, and it's good because I have a couple people who have listened to it in full, and
I've heard it.
yes, and
I
it's
love
we
been
are
really-
all VIP people here.
That's right. And it's been very nice to hear that it is a record. It's not just a collection of songs, because that's fine. A lot of albums are that way. Not an album doesn't have to have this overarching theme. It can be a collection of good songs. That's great. But when you do have an album that is cohesive, and it's one project, one piece of art in itself that you present to people, and they can tell, like, this is like a snapshot in time of this person's and this band's life. And because I'm still old school, I like albums, I like records, I like when I
Yeah.
put on a record, it's because I feel like this today, so I want to put on this because I feel like that, and it doesn't take you all over the place. You put it on and you can listen to it for an hour or so.
Uh-huh.
and then and it's a complete thing. So that's really nice to hear. I'm interested to see what other people say, because like I said, I'm old school in that I'm not a fan of like singles here and there, even though we've done that. At the end, I like this to be 5 years from now, people remember the record.
Yeah.
Not the single here and there, but the record.
I hear you.
What is the view of Marching Out of Babylon there? Do you feel that is a collection of songs, or is it bound together?
I feel overall it's a collection of songs. I think there may be one or two, like you said, like Wedlock was a lot older. It fits, but maybe you can tell that it wasn't forced in, but it maybe is the one outlet. It's good. The song's amazing. It's one of my favorite songs on there. But with the themes of the rest of the album, maybe the themes of the rest of the album are more Old Testament, just on a surface, like Marching Out of Babylon or Phoenix Rising, just these older ideas. And then Wedlock can be kind of taken in different ways. So that would be the only outlier of the album. And then overall, it's an album because it's just this overarching. We're marching out of Babylon, and the Phoenix is rising, and we're rising above, and we stand at the crossroads. And so I mean, I do feel like it's an album. If I had to say that, though, that's a gigantic spider that's come. Holy shit! Holy crap!
That's interesting, because we have been so stuck in the themes. Yeah, in the what do you call it? The marshlands of themes, right?
Yeah.
So and I've always been sad that Wedlock didn't make it in because it didn't go with any theme, and I was like, damn, it's gonna go in here because up to the point of Marching Out of Babylon, the theme started.
It's now or never.
Yeah, it's like it felt like Incarnate started to lose up the theme a little. I mean, the theme was a dictator in Blood, and also in Aurum, and then it started to loosen up a little with Incarnate, and it felt, and then when we started with the Marching Out of Babylon, it was like more like this gonna come together somehow in the end, but it was still.
We didn't have that ambition to write it as a theme album. We wanted it to be.
The theme was not a slave owner.
Exactly. We wanted it to feel like an album, like a record, but we didn't want the lyrics necessarily to be connected to each other, like a red thread.
But when it comes to that, I think it's only Wedlock that goes a little on the side.
On the sideline, yeah.
Yeah, because all the others kind of it's not.
But music-wise, it doesn't stand out, that much.
No.
Even though it's the oldest song probably on the album.
But it feels like all of the songs are kind of different.
Yeah. Did we lost Logan, or did he got eaten by the spider?
No. I'm here. I'm letting you guys talk, because when this goes on, it'll only record who's like the little green. It'll only record the video.
Okay.
Who's talking. So I want to make sure and not like cut the video up and down from talking. And also, while I'm doing this, I'm grabbing a couple of these other Patriot Act videos and starting to download them while I'm down here, while I'm listening. So trying to multitask. And yes, that was gigantic.
Hold out your arms, Logan, so I see that you still got both arms.
I still have both.
Yeah. And every finger intact. Yeah. So.
10 fingers, 10 toes, and 3 balls. I'm good to go. I got everything. So
fantastic.
On Wedlock, like what you said, it's now or never. At a certain point, it has to be that, because the song's too good And you
Be
are
left
able
out.
to kind of sometimes, like maybe at first you're like, well, how's this going to fit? You're able to find a way to where it makes sense to put it in with that, because with wedlock, you can say, like with Marching Out of Babylon, the wedding supper of the Lamb, where, the Christ and his church, the marriage supper.
Yeah.
And so you're able to do that in the idea of that, because, we are the body of Christ. We are the bride of Christ. So the wedlock, it does make sense.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you kind of have to force it in, because if you should be honest, do you feel it's more about the carnal love of man, or do you feel it's more about?
Well,
If you look at the video,
Because
The
I
video,
can
like I
tell you
said.
what it's about. It's
like I said, the video is one of my favorites. Very well done, guys. But at the same time, like, it's still it's like you said, it was going to be on Song of Solomon. And so it's still a Christian perspective. I mean,
like,
it's,
yeah.
like we're still human. We, of course, we all like that.
Yeah.
So, and
the lyrics would have fit very well on Songs of Solomon.
it would
Yeah.
have.
Yeah, but they came too late, just like a few months too late, and it was like,
Yeah.
and they just wouldn't do it on Bluda. They wouldn't do it on Aurum, and they wouldn't do it on Incarnate. But then, finally,
Yeah.
Well, they came too late, but that's better than coming too early. So there
It
you
is.
go.
yeah,
You don't have to edit that out.
You're speaking truth, man.
That's right.
that
Yeah.
one stays. That's
That
a
one
word
stays.
of wisdom.
Lord is my
Yeah.
shepherd.
Cheers to
I
that.
shall not want for nothing. He makes me lie down in the green pasture.
And therein lies
He
the road
greases
to
up my
war.
head with oil.
Because
He
those
gives me
voices
kung
don't
fu
speak
in the
for the
face of
rest
my
of us.
enemy.
You and I know and do not believe that life is so dear and peace so sweet as to be purchased at the price of chains and slavery.
Amen.
Or should Moses have told the children of Israel to live in slavery under the Pharaoh? Could Christ have refused the cross? Should the patriot